Hi and welcome to Creative Pizzazz. This is Leslie. Today I'm going to show you some charms that I have made. All of these went into a little goodie bag for a really nice friend of mine. And what I've got is these are some old style keychains that I got in a yard sale. This is actually a keychain. It can be a dangly if one of those dangly charms that everybody likes, but I thought that it would be great as a keychain that this friend of mine could use, or she could use it as a dangly, or both. So what I did was I took some white cardstock and I sprayed it with actually I painted it with Buccaneer Bay Blue, and this is the Moonshadow ink by Lindy's Stamp Gang. Then I used two of these silver brackets here. This is a designer label, I think it's what it's called, book plate, and these are from Stampin' Up. They still have them. And so I took two of those and put them together, and what I did was here I put some bling. This is Want to Scrap bling, and I completely redid it. I just cut it apart and completely redid it. These are individual pieces. Those four right there at the top are individual pieces, and both of these swirls were two separate pieces. I added a bead cap to one of those crystals here at the bottom, and that's this side. Then on the other side I added a key and a heart here at the top because I wanted to kind of cover up this snake chain here, even though it's perfectly fine. Then I did another piece of cardstock with the Buccaneer Bay Blue. I hope you can see the sheen on that. It's absolutely stunning. This side was even more so. Can you see that? Oh yeah. There you go. And so then I had this little angel charm that I made, and I added that on here, and it hung perfectly like it was framed by this book plate. And so I decided, instead of putting something on the book plate here, I would leave it blank. And if my friend decides that she wants to put something on the book plate, she can. I cut two more little pieces of bling and put them down here at the bottom just to add some interest. So that's this dangly charm that's also a keychain. This one's the angel clasp because each one of these pieces is a little angel. On this one I used a little pink bead, the clear glass wings, and then a bead cap for her skirt. This one is another. Here's one. And this one I added a little crown on top. I thought she was cute with that crown. And all that crown is just a bead cap turned upside down. And I did add a little hot glue because it wanted to kind of tip around. Here's another one way up here. And this one has, the pink bead, and then the bead at the bottom shakes. I like that. Here's another. This one I put a very tiny jump ring on the top of the ball head as her halo. There's one. She's a fat bottom girl. And here's one made with a heart at the bottom. And then here's another. Like that. And so that's that charm dangly. I think it's just cute because it's all angels. This one's on a Tim Holtz swivel clasp. Up here at the top there is a sewing machine charm, and it says Singer. I love the detail on this. Very antique looking sewing machine. And then I did, it was kind of a happy accident. I put some beads together that I liked. I was going with a blue theme for this charm, and I put two little round oval-ish beads with a this is actually a pony bead in the middle. It just looks like a big seed bead, but it's a metallic tiny pony bead. And when I got through with it, it reminded me of a spool, like a spool of thread. So I really like that one. Let's see next. Here's one, just some beads, and again I went with a blue theme with this one, and a little heart. This is my favorite charm. It's this bead, I don't even know what you call these things. I should quit saying This is some sort of connector, and then you have holes down at the bottom that allow you to add charms. And I really like the way that you've got a lock, you've got a heart, and you've got an I wish with the rose. And I just like that collection of charms. This little rose is not a charm. What it is a brad. I hope you can see that. Yeah. Okay, on the back of the brad, I rolled in the legs and made little tiny loops. I think you can see those loops. And then I just added my jump ring in those. And that's how I turned a brad into a charm. But it was so pretty. It's a Stampin' Up! Brad. They have a vintage brads, I think is what it's called. Anyway, it was really pretty. Here's another one with some crystals and then just this strange looking bead that I found. I love the color. This is a framed crystal and then a bird charm. This one is using the angel wing beads. Let's see if I can get you a better picture of that maybe. That's a little bit better. Okay, so this is using the angel wing beads, but I've turned them like they were leaves. I left it clear because I thought that was really cute. I didn't want to add any green. I did put a green tube bead in to be the stem. Then I had to add a teeny tiny seed bead here to keep this blue filled bead from sliding down over the tube. And that's its purpose. That one's a really cute bead charm. I added a button. Here's a butterfly charm, and on this one I added some beads with the butterfly there. And then down at the bottom, what I did was I made my own head pin. And if you want a tutorial on how I did that, I'll be glad to show you. But I took a head pin, or I took a piece of wire, and I made 3 loops in the bottom of it. I think you can see those. Yeah. And then I added another butterfly here on it. And then 2 of these are leaf, clear leaf acrylic beads. But to me, they sort of had a feathery look. They reminded me of feathers, and I thought they would go really well. So I did that. So that was kind of an interesting little charm. I added a muse. Nope, these are called word sticks. And then I added a tiny crystal down at the bottom that kind of went with the color scheme. A blue button. This is from Stampin' Up. And then I made this angel. Oh my gosh, she's my favorite angel ever. Is she not cute? Okay, at a yard sale I found bracelet. It was a charm type bracelet. And it was a quarter. And I thought, and it was really tarnished looking. I thought, well, I'll try to clean it up for a quarter. It would be great if I could use the beads. And it polished right up. All I did was rubbed it in a towel, the little bead, and it polished right up. It's really, really gorgeous. Just love that. Then add the wings. And I took, you can take any kind of little light bulb. I mean, you can use the Tim Holtz kind if you want to. I got these from Sky Blue Pink. I took a drill, just a tiny drill bit, using your Dremel or a little drill, whatever, and I drilled a hole The advice I can give you is when you are drilling the hole, do not have your finger over where your drill bit's going to come out, because it will get slivers of metal in your finger, and that's what happened to me, and it really hurt for a couple of days because that slivers of metal had to come out. They were so tiny I couldn't pick them out. And so don't put your finger over where the hole is. Hold it at the bottom and let the drill bit go through. It's really simple and easy to drill through. You will not damage the bulb at all. So I just love that charm. For this last charm, I used a Tim Holtz swivel clasp again with it, and this one could be used as a keychain or as a dangly charm as well. And I did 2 of these Stampin' Up! Brackets again. What I did was, these were actually cream color to start with, and then I took this Cafe Mocha, just a chocolate brown acrylic paint, and I rubbed that all over the brackets. And after that was dry, I took an emery board and I sanded in spots just to kind of give it a more grunge look, and it made it go to cream. And so to get this sort of I think you can see the cream in there. And then to get it so that it was just a little more grungy looking, because I didn't like the starkness of the cream and the chocolate, what I did was I then took my finger. I just love painting with my finger because I have so much control that way. So I dabbed a little bit on my finger and I rubbed my fingers together like this so that I had very little on my finger at all. And then I just kind of brushed lightly over the top, and it just dirtied it up a little bit. And so I really like that. In the background is a piece of, this was some packaging off of something I purchased. Just a little piece of music paper. And so I put that in the background. I did use frayed burlap and walnut stain distress inks to distress that a little bit, but you can't see it because of the brackets, but that's fine. This is a thickers, and it came this exact color, so I just left it alone because I loved it so much. I have a small charm here that has a bronze bead and a couple of bone colored beads. I like the coloration of those. I added a pearl with some bronze bead caps and a bronze, this is a rose bead. It's round and looks like a rose. So I really like those. On the other side you have a bronze butterfly charm here. And I get all of my charms from eBay. Sometimes I'll pick one up at Michael's, but it's rare. And again, these are, this is a bronze bird. And I don't have very many bronze charms. That's why this dangly is a little sparse. But I like that there's not much, because it gives you a lot of detail on the 2 flying objects here. You've got the bird and you've got the butterfly, until you get the idea of flying and hope. I just really liked that composition. Butterflies to me symbolize hope that things can change. And so that's really important. And for this particular friend that I'm sharing this with, I want her to know that there is hope that things will change and get better for her. Because, I know how it is. And so she's really special, and I wanted to share that with her. So I used the Adage ticket from Tim Holtz, and I did use frayed burlap and walnut distress ink with that. And I put it in. I have brads here in the bottom. On the other one that I did that had the brackets, I just added a jump ring to hold it together at the top and the bottom. I used the jump ring from the swivel clasp at the top, and then here at the bottom, these are brads that were the same color as the bracket. And I put one on each side before I ever put these together, and then I glued them together with glossy accents. And that's how I connected them for the other charm too. Okay, that's the last dangly, so thank you very much for stopping by.